My friend, you cannot paddleboard in this. It is blowing 35 knots out there.
This time on Selling Tashi.
We spend another several days in a northerly blow in the Sea of Cortez, leaving us exhausted and wondering if it will ever end.
For better days to come and carry us like wind in our sails. Hold on tight, I can smell the shore.
It is so cold this morning. I don't know what happened, but it is very, very cold. We had a nice night. It was very quiet. A little bit of swell out there, but like nothing like Santa Cruz. But it's very cold. We're getting ourselves together because we're gonna try to get over to Partida and settle in. Hopefully we can have at least a day or maybe 2 days before the next set of wind comes in, so we'll see. But brr, it's cold today. Bye to San Evaristo. It was fun while we were here, sort of, kind of. I wish we would have been able to visit when it wasn't so windy, then we would have had more time to do a little bit more hiking and snorkeling. I would have loved to snorkel here. I want to go snorkel that rock right there.
It was miserable winds.
Yeah, but yesterday after the winds died down, there was little fishies jumping everywhere. It was crazy. We need a fishing pole so we can get that catch and cook for Curtis. This guy's a smart guy. He's going with the wind and the waves, and he's very stable. He's sailing. And then there's us. It's kind of rough out here today, but we are moving along. At least it's only a day. We don't have to stay like this forever. There's some big waves out there. Very happy to be in a solid boat like Tashi that can take this kind of wave. It's, not the most miserable thing we've ever been through. I still think Santa Cruz is probably the most miserable thing we've ever been through. But not pleasant, but not the end of the world. Yeah, we'll get there in a couple of hours-ish, and hopefully we'll be in a nice protected anchorage for the next blow, and at least we'll be out of this job.
After a bumpy but short motor, we were settling in at Ensenada Grande at the island of Partida, just a few anchorages north from where we previously anchored at Espiritu Santo. We set anchor, prepared the boat, and went to bed early in anticipation of a rough night.
Weather forecasts were right. The wind did pick up about midnight, and it actually was not as horrible as I thought it would be, other than one of our friend boats dragged, and this morning we were like probably 5 feet from each other. It wasn't awful. We just repositioned, and actually we're happy with this position because when looking at the water, you could see that there's a line, and where we were, it looks a little more choppy than it does right here. And right now, I think we've got ourselves a little bit better positioned for the winds. So I'm actually not mad. I wouldn't have been mad anyway, but stuff happens. But this is actually a fairly good, better position. I think we're good. There it is, the wind ridge. Right there, it is so windy. It's less windy back here. It's really windy out here. The water is so pretty, but it's not. You can look straight down there and see the bottom of the ridge. And the other day, yesterday when we came in, I saw it way on the bottom. bad it's so windy, but it's really beautiful here. We're getting some pretty significant gusts of wind, but we heard some really crazy noises last night, and one of our neighbors said they lost their bridle in the middle of the night, and it just was grinding up against their boat. We're not sure exactly what happened, but Hal is going to try to get it a little bit more secure up there. Yep. In 30-knot gusts, this fool is out there trying to make it all right. But, you know, hey, sailor's life. You take your life in jeopardy all the time. Yay. But I'm going to watch him. If he goes in, I may make him swim for a little bit. I do not know who this fool is. My friend, you cannot paddleboard in this. It is blowing 35 knots out there. This dude better get where they're going quick because it just blew 30 knots. I hope he's headed over in the direction of his boat, or else somebody's gonna have to go save him. It is so gorgeous. The water is just crystal clear. When we anchored yesterday, I could see down to the bottom of the ocean, and you could see the rays swimming around and stuff. It was just amazing. It'd be amazing snorkeling, but we're not gonna get to it this time. No matter how ugly the day is, the sunsets and the nights are just beautiful. Sure is pretty. It is 3:30 in the morning, and it's been blowing really bad for about an hour. It's been a pretty miserable night. You can hear the wind blowing really big. You can feel the entire boat moving. And so been keeping an eye on our anchor alarm, checking our landmarks all the time, and so far so good, but we're gonna be so tired. Tomorrow is not supposed to be any better, so yeah. Lots of boats, 2 different boats. Everybody seems to be okay. There's about 6 of us in the anchorage, and all you can see is people's lights right now. You can see a couple people getting out and checking things, being vigilant, looking out for each other. We've got radio on. Yeah. Pretty ugly right now. So this is our anchor locker right here, which is in our bathroom. And then right over there is where we sleep, right back here. This is the noise we hear. You can hear the big thunk whenever the chain moves over the rollers. Okay. All kinds of water noises sloshing up against the hull. It's just really noisy. We have 2 anchor alarms set, and we have no sleep, neither one of us. So, you know, thunk, there it goes. Not a fun evening.
The next morning deceived us with a beautiful sunrise that led to a day as bad as the night, with a steady north wind at 20 knots and frequent gusts well into the 40s, making it very uncomfortable.
We are zombies this morning. We feel like brand new parents with a newborn baby crying all night long. Creak! Wow! Thunk!
We got northerlies going through, and it has been rough. We haven't been able to go to land for what, a week?
Yeah,
because it's just it's the winds are so bad.
Yep.
So it's some rough times sometimes.
Yeah,
so,
and we have learned when not to sail in the Sea of Cortez, and apparently that time is now. So no go in January. Don't go in January.
This is a windy season, so
yeah.
I'm looking forward to getting over to Puerto Vallarta. It looks like they're sheltered a little bit more away from all these northerlies and stuff. So hopefully within a month we can get over there.
We'll be moving out.
So it's rough.
Yep. Man. It's blowing.
Throughout the day, the wind whipped Tashi around, and our starlings struggled to keep up with the movement. But don't worry, no starlings were damaged in this video. The gusting winds danced across the water in a visual display. Tashi was tossed back and forth the entire day. The wind did not let up until the evening.
So we are on like day 5, 6 of wind watch, and it actually is fairly mellow, and the wind is supposed to die down today. We're actually hoping to maybe get out of here and go to La Paz so that we can connect with the water maker guy and hopefully get that fixed. But it was a better night, much better night, but still we get these lulls where you would have no wind whatsoever, and then all of a sudden a big wind would come up. Then you get the grinding and the creaking of the rope and the chain on the rollers and stuff, and just the movement of the boat like you were being thrown around. It's kind of crazy, but it mellowed out early morning, and it's fairly mellow right now. Who knows? Maybe we'll get out of here today. I don't know. It'd be kind of nice to take some time, but I think we're anxious to get to a place where we can actually step on land, and La Paz will be that. Low winds are predicted, so it's a pretty protected anchorage, and we can get out and go do some provisioning, walk around, not have to eat my cooking anymore. We'll see.
So this is actually the first time I can stand on deck. I mean, just look at that water begging to be snorkeled.
I would totally be snorkeling right around the boat. We're only in like 15 feet of water low tide, 17, 18 feet high tide, and you could see the bottom, and it just looks like it's begging to be explored. So if it gets to be maybe a better pretty day later, potentially, maybe possibly, I might put on my wetsuit and take a chance. I just want to explore the ocean. That's all. Just one day. Just one day.
Tour boats are back. That's a good sign. That must mean that it is pretty smooth sailing between here and La Paz. Yeah. Cool.
Even though it is a much calmer day, the weather is just not great. It is a cold front. It's not super choppy. We could get to shore, but it would probably be pretty miserable. So I think we're gonna chuck this one up as a loss and just make the best of whatever time we have here, rest up today, and then head over to La Paz tomorrow. Hopefully we can get our water maker taken care of, get some groceries, and get some sleep and some rest. But yeah, the tour boats are back, so that means things are calming down, and hopefully it won't be too bad.
Hi, tour guys. It's kind of an overcast morning, but it's still beautiful. You hear fish jumping all over the place. You can see them. The water is so clear. You can see down everywhere. I wish that we had this with warmer weather. It's fairly obvious that I have been disappointed in our time in the Sea of Cortez, but circumstances aren't allowing us to really do any exploration. But that's a cruiser's life. We're guided by the weather, and it was just not cooperating with us. So, onward we go. And the best we can say about this experience is...
We survived it.
Woo! We weren't able to leave the boat for a week.
That was crazy.
These northerlies in Mexico are no joke.
No.
And we were getting 40 knot winds on the anchor, and we didn't get much sleep for about a week.
But we're out of here.
Yep.
Moving on.
Hopefully this anchorage that we're headed to, Bahia Falsa, is a nice anchorage. I've heard good things about it, so we'll spend one night there, then hit La Paz at ebb tide the next day, so that we can get ourselves in a position of good anchoring.
We left Isla Partida with our buddy boats on a very calm morning with flat seas. A welcome change to what we had been experiencing. We motored for 2 hours and anchored in Bahia Falsa just outside of the La Paz Channel.
Well, oh my goodness, we ended up in a really lovely anchorage. We just dropped the dinghy and we're planning to go have some sundowners with our friends from Liahona and Good Day and celebrate the fact that we made it. So it is beautiful here at Bahia Falsa. We're all clean and ready to get some food in our bellies. We've hit land!
After securing the dinghy, we spent the evening in a sailor debrief over some good food with some great people.
Alright, goodbye beautiful beach. It's been fun! We'll see, yes. The prettiest sunset ever. So beautiful. Gorgeous.
When we wake, hear the birds and see the sun. Side by side our fears are done. Oh, the good times just begun. Oh, we know what we have, let's hold on tight. Found what we're looking for in life. Call us crazy, but things are finally right. With you and I, the future is bright.